Hey guys, welcome to BP, the Bible Perspective. You know, the late poet Maya Angelou once said that when a person reveals themselves to you, believe them the first time. Governor Tate Reeves of Mississippi has revealed himself, and I'm not for sure it's the first time, but we certainly should believe him. Now, before I get into it, please like and share this video and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comments section below. All comments are welcome. Well, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves has made a bold proclamation that, to me, revealed his racist nature. We should believe him. He just made a proclamation that April was Confederate Heritage Month. Now, you have to understand what this means. This is a celebration of a war that the South believed in to keep slavery, which they lost, which it was a treasonous war that they lost, and they're celebrating this. This is amazing to me that so many Republicans would even stand by and allow this. Well, in the South, I can understand it. Mississippi, remember, is one of the states that was ground zero for the fierce battle for civil rights. You have to remember that this nation started off with slavery. In 1776, they incorporated slavery and thus violating their own rules from the start, meaning this: every citizen that was born on this land at the time of 1776 were engrafted in as citizens except as black slaves, right? Except black slaves, I should say. Well, remember, they knew that was wrong, and that was always on the conscience of America. Well, some 80-some years later, there was a fierce battle that was fought to end slavery. And this is kind of amazing because you have a lot of history revisionists going on right now where they're trying to say, oh, that the Civil War wasn't over slavery. It was over states' rights. Well, even if you wanted to make that stipulation, it was over states' rights to have a right to own slaves. But make no mistake about it, there's not any credible documentation or evidence to show that the Civil War was the central reason for the Civil War was slave. And the reason why is because it was tied directly to the economy of the South. Now, in order to have that, you had to have deep-rooted racism in order to hold that. And this is why it was a fierce battle that was fought. So for Tate Reeves to be able to come along and make this proclamation of Confederate Heritage Month, and remember, the Southern states, they actually fought to concede from the United States. This was a treasonous war that, had they won, just think about what our nation would be like today. By the way, there's a couple of, just a sidebar here, there are a couple of, I want to call them sci-fi or dramatic movies that have attempted to depict that. Quite interesting. But nevertheless, just think about what they was fighting for. And since then, the South hadn't let it go. Now, as an African American, I'm always told to let my racism go. Yes, people call me racist. Or race card. Or race pass. They say, well, let it go. Let our history go. But yet, every year, throughout the year, there are Civil War reenactments. There are statues all over the South. Some of them have been taken down, but I believe the vast majority of them are still erect. And by the way, there are people who are fighting vigorously to keep them erect. These are symbols of racism, of a white regime that they fought to keep black people as slaves. And this governor making this broad, bold statement revealed his racist nature. My question is, how did he become governor? Now, Mississippi has about 2 million people. 59% white, versus about 37% black, with a few in between. So the black makes a pretty good voting bloc. When you also look at the fact that not all whites are racist, so the question has to be, how in the world can this man have been governor? Now, voter suppression might have played some part in it. I think voter intimidation, and that's a whole nother video when we talk about some of the lingering effects of slavery and Jim Crow. One of the reasons why many people of blacks left the South is because of the complacency of blacks, the intimidation of blacks. But that's another video. I don't know, but there needs to be a more strengthening of voters. Unfortunately, he was just sworn into office, and he's going to be there for 4 years. But it kind of shows you, by the way, that really what we have in this country, the remnant, a lot of these people are Republicans. They are filtered into Republicans. And that's why organizations such as Fox News, the Drudge Report, they are energized by these people. And so, again, I say believe this man in his bold statement, his bold race statement. That's my perspective. And as always, if you have a comment or a thought, add it to the comment section. Please like and share this video. And again, subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. Till next time, I'll see you then.